Making a different kind of video today. Different location, a little bit different section of my domicile. Here with the kids, as happens frequently. How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing a reality check. I think that we go through this sometimes. You see me do videos where it's like I'm not focusing on the outside world so much. I'm not like obsessed with finding things about Obama or finding things about whoever in the world, you know, these figureheads. I always wonder why we tend to focus and externalize. Something that Gurdjieff said many years ago stuck with me. He said that, you know, people go around like they're asleep and, you know, they don't know what they're doing or what they're going through. They have this out of control process of identification. They hear something, they listen, and they identify with it, and they automatically take it into the personal. So this is what I think a lot of people do, and they don't really get in touch with themselves. See, because when you look at the world, it's not really, baby, shoot. Open up the window so I get some more light in here. See if you can do that. Give me some light. He's doing it. Okay, hold it open. Open it. Open it. He's only one. He'll be two this year, but I get to be with my kids, and it's really difficult as an adult to try to relate to a kid. I think that, you know, that's why there's only certain people that are teachers. Because you're focusing on something outside yourself. Your focus is on something lower, something where we come from. You know, this primal, juvenile, infantile way of behavior and ability, infantile abilities. But then it's like we get all these complex things going on. I look at all this that I'm tied up with, and I see it's just this entanglement. It's a mess, because I know things that people are doing is really influential, powerful forces, whether they're people in organizations. However you want to slice it, it's still coming from like externally all this going on. So this causes imbalance. You know, the more you do that, you know, you just have to realize you might think it's you and you get into this pattern, but then you have to think like, what is that about you? Except that you're just dwelling or projecting yourself onto whatever it might be in the world. Now, I'm not asking for any trouble when I project out, so I don't want to look at like trouble spots in the world and, you know, identify with it. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm all about developing myself. I'm about becoming what I am. You know, becoming the evolution of the soul. Because we have a soul. It's not just the body, it's not just the personality that we've become, ego, whatever terms you want to use from whatever school of thought. And soul is also kind of a school of thought. It's very like ineffable because it's vague. It's like, what's the soul? Science does not recognize the soul whatsoever. If anything, the science of psychology, the branch of science that it is, tries to identify the thinking pattern. But see, this is my biggest understanding that I have, even though there's a lack in the outside scientific experts. There's a lack, but I gain from that because I know what they're missing. Thoughts are more than the body, but you can't find them. You can't put your finger on a thought. And it's just like what I am, what my soul is. It's ineffable. It's vague until I make it clear. And that takes a lot of work because you're not dealing with a machine. You're dealing with something that exists unseen. Now let's talk about how we're created, because did you ever realize, like, when you sometimes you close your eyes and you close your ears off? Actually, that's impossible to do. We don't have an eyelid over the ear. We don't have an earlid. That would be interesting if we were creatures with an earlid. Some of them do have that, I think. Can't remember which animal, but we don't have an earlid. But when it's quiet, you're closing off your hearing, and what happens is, I don't know if you noticed, you like kind of drift around and you go within. That's the only way to explain it, is going within. You're not externalizing and identifying anymore. You have a place, which is a nowhere place, that you go, and it's within. Actually, here's where I can talk to you about the third eye. Because the truth about the third eye, okay, go find your brother. He's in the other room. He's in the playroom. There's my lighting guy, just took off because, well, I don't blame him. He has to go where he has to go, just like myself. I gotta go where I gotta go. I gotta make things happen. Let's see how this. I'm at 7 minutes or so. Okay. The gland of the third